Welcome, folks, to tonight's matchup here. It's the turkey tip-off. We have Peoria Notre Dame versus Pontiac here, and we're getting ready to tip off. I'm joined here by Jacob O'Schlager, Wyatt Williams, and Sam Dewald. As we start off here, number 22 for Peoria Notre Dame, now 15, 32 down in the paint, 15 on the outside here. She's going to take the shot. That's good for three. Peoria Notre Dame starts off hot here. I'll give it away to Jacob O.
Morgan Dewald taking the ball up court while Peoria Notre Dame's already pressing hard. Hard defense by Peoria Notre Dame coming out. Dewald has the ball to Miller. Miller out to Duck on the corner. Duck inside, stolen by Notre Dame. Notre Dame pushing up court. Down low. Out of bounds. Staying here for Peoria Notre Dame.
Looks to be number 22. Wardle's inbounding here. Now up to 24. She takes the shot. That's deep but not good. Rebounded by number 5, Morgan Dewald. Dewald to Cerna. Cerna passes it up to Miller. Miller dribbling the ball to the top. She drives in, throws it down to Lanning, which tips off and goes out of bounds. Now number 15 here, Larson, inbounding to Wardle. Wardle bringing the ball down here. Cerna ready to meet her. Now number 24 there, Bayer. That's Larson all the way down. 22 there, up there. Then Miller, you got it.
Miller bringing it up the court. Miller turns around shot, no good. Rebound by Bayer. Bayer, long pass, 32, fakes, pumps, and gets the layup. Dewald inbounding. Another tight press here by the Fighting Irish. Cerna up the court. Cerna out to Lanning. Lanning making a move, getting inside. The shot doesn't fall. Duck with the rebound, and it's good. Pontiac gets on the board. 22 up the court for the Irish. To the corner. Larson, the three, no good. Dewald, miscommunication there. Irish steal it. Irish fast layup, and it's missed. But the rebound, they go up and they get it. 2-7, Irish ahead.
Cerna with the ball here now. She passes it over to Miller. Miller bringing the ball up now. On the outside of the key, she dribbles around a little bit. She makes a drive, takes the shot. That's good for 2. Pontiac 4, Peoria Notre Dame 7. Now we have 22 here. Wardle passes it down to Corey. Now that's an air ball to Dewald. Dewald passes it to Miller. Miller brings the ball up for Pontiac. Now Dewald. Cerna guarded by Larson. Larson, light pressure here. Cerna goes for it, does not get anything out of it. To Lanning, she takes the three and makes it. We are tied up here, 7-7. Wardle bringing the ball down here for the for Peoria Notre Dame. Pass down to Hines. That does fall out of bounds. That will be Pontiac ball here. As we have number 31, Bailey Branscombe, substitute in for number 14, Joe Duck. Dewald passes it into Cerna. Larson guarding Cerna here. Cerna goes left with it now. Passes it to Branscombe. Branscombe to Miller. Miller tries to shoot right, not able to. Now passes it to Cerna. Good screen there by Miller. Branscombe gets the ball. Branscombe to Cerna. Cerna taking it to the left now. Passes it down to the right to Branscombe. Branscombe dribbling. In a little bit of a pickle there. Stolen by number 22, Wardle. Or not 22, 32, I apologize, Hines. She gets the 2 points there. Now we have Cerna. Cerna brings the ball up here. Cerna Takes it left now, passes down to the corner. Branscombe, she takes the shot. Does not make it there. Rebounded by Hines. It'll be Wardle taking the ball down now. Wardle passes it down to the paint. That's good for 2. Number 21, Corey. I apologize, do not know the correct pronunciation of this.
We have a full timeout here by the Indians, so a short intermission.
And we are back after that short timeout here. Our current score is Pontiac 7, Peoria Notre Dame 11. 3.5 minutes remaining in this first quarter. A pretty good game so far. It looks like we'll have number 5, Morgan Dewald, inbounding here. Dewald tipped by Bear there, now Miller. Miller getting heavy pressure there. She shoots here. Drives in. Hands it off to Cerna now. Cerna throws it left to Branscombe. Branscombe to Miller. Miller not sure what to do with it here, but she gives it to Cerna. Cerna to Branscombe. Branscombe to Miller. Dewald with the ball now. Now Cerna. Cerna takes a drive here. The floater does not get anything, but I believe they do call the shot clock before anything. 22 here, Wardle. We have Cerna there to meet her there. Now Beck here. Back to Wardle. Now back to Beck. Wide open. Decides not to take the shot. Landing heavy defense there. Down in the paint here to Corey. Does not make the shot. Landing with the rebound. Landing brings it down. Now Miller. A little bit of a hit there. Not too bad. Cerna now to Branscombe. Cerna again. Cerna passes out to Dewald. Dewald, Branscombe. Branscombe, Miller. Miller back to Branscombe now. Branscombe drives in, fumbles the ball a little bit, gets out to Cerna. Cerna does a little move here, takes the shot from the corner. That's good for 3. Pontiac 10, Peoria Notre Dame 11. Down in the paint here, 32. Hines, she's good for 2. Cerna drives down. Now Cerna passes to Miller. Miller trying to set up a play up here. Now Dewald. Dewald takes it left to Cerna. Cerna's tries to drive in now. She's out to Miller. Miller drives across here. She takes a drive inside. That's an easy lay for 2.
Wardle to Beck in the corner here. At the top of the key, Bayer is good for 3. Bayer getting her first points of the night. Miller takes it down the court. Miller over to Branscombe, nearly stolen. Back to Miller. Miller down, stolen by Hines. Hines pushing it up the court. Hines takes it in, pass, tipped out of bounds by the Indians. Fighting Irish ball. We have 2 subs here, Casey Taylor and Joe Duck in the game for Grace Lanning and Sally Cerna.
That's Gilligan. Now the big shot here. That's good for 3. That's number 24 there, Bayer. Miller throws the deep pass to Branscombe. Branscombe wide open. She's going to take that 3-pointer. And that's good for 3. Great shot there by Branscombe. Wardle bringing the ball down now. She's going to take her own 3. And that's good for 3. Back-to-back 3s there from both teams.
Yeah,
now,
TJ, there's a lot of 3s coming from both teams here, and both teams are going to have to play tight defense out on the perimeter here to stop the other team from getting these great shots.
You know, I agree with you, Jacob. Great three-point shooting here. Love to see a little more work in the paint. Outside defense is probably going to be key tonight.
For sure, for sure.
Now we have number 22, Grace Landing, coming in for number 10, Casey Taylor. Branscombe inbounding here. Branscombe to Duck. Duck throws it up to Landing. Good pass there. Landing tries for it. Has nothing, though. They do call a jump ball there. That will be Pontiac's possession. Now we have Branscombe. Branscombe passes into Dewald. Dewald to Miller. Miller throws it high to Duck. Duck not able to get there. And that's Peoria Notre Dame's ball. Now we have Bayer to Wardle. Wardle bringing it down. Miller at the top of the key to meet her there. Wardle throws it over to Hines. Hines at the top here. She's going to pass it to Beck. Beck's going to take the three-point shot. Not good. Rebounded by. Now we have Miller bringing it down. High pass to Branscombe. Branscombe does make the layup, though. 2 seconds here. She's going to take the shot. She does. Hits off the rim. Now, Jacob, how are we feeling about that first quarter? I personally thought very competitive quarters. Peoria Notre Dame team's really good, but Pontiac seeming to keep up here.
Yes, both teams scoring a lot here, and they're both really good at getting the three-pointers, and we just need to see more down in the paint here. But great defense by both teams, but we need to pick it up here.
I agree with you there. Me and Jacob will be right back after this short intermission. I'm TJ Murphy, and you are?
Jacob Oschlager.
And we are back here for this second quarter of tonight's matchup. Pontiac versus Peoria Notre Dame. Current score is Peoria Notre Dame 22, Pontiac 17. Great first quarter we had, very competitive from both teams. This Peoria Notre Dame team, I've heard, has a lot of good talent. A couple girls going on to play at the collegiate level. But Pontiac able to keep about 5 points away right now, so that's good to hear. Now as we start here, it will be Larson inbounding to Wardle. Wardle passes it to Larson. Larson on the outside here to Corey. Now Larson. Larson to Corey. Corey with the three-pointer. That's good for three. Now we have Miller. Miller drives up the court here. Tries to make a move. Does not get it to Branscombe on the outside. Branscombe to Lanning. Lanning drives in here. Takes a shot. Didn't have much there. Duck tries to get it, but we have Corey with the ball now. She's driving fast. Bayer, the shot. Rebound. Ooh, rebounded by Hines. Hines goes up, gets fouled, but does not make it. She'll have 2 free throws.
Fouls on 14, Joe Duck.
I believe that is her first of the night.
Hines with the free throw. Makes it. Sally Cerna, number 12, in for 31, Bailey Branscombe. Hines' second free throw. She goes 1 for 2 there. Cerna, the rebound, giving it to Morgan Dewald. Miller has the ball, up by half. Here to Cerna. Cerna on the wing. Tight defense by the Irish. Trying to make a decision. Going left here, back to Miller. Miller taking it past the Duck. Posting up by Lanning. Back to Miller. Down to Lanning. Outside to Duck. Back down to Lanning. Lanning gets big, throws it up, no good. Rebounded by the Irish.
Foul called there. I believe that will be on Lanning for Pontiac. I believe that will be her first of the night. Now it looks like we will have Larson inbounding here to Wordle. Wordle guarded by Cerna. Passes it down to Corey. Her shot. Good for three there. Good corner three. Now we have Miller. Miller bringing the ball up here. Tries to make a move. Kind of bobbles it, though. Now Dewald. Dewald to Cerna. Cerna on the wing here. Takes it to the top. She tries to make a move. Now to Dewald. Dewald here. Trying to find something. Gives it to Cerna. Cerna tries to dribble out. Not able to do so. She tries to get through there. No foul called there. Miller with the ball. She drives in. Now Lanning from the corner. That's not good. Now we have Cerna to Miller. Miller takes the shot. Something's going down in the paint there. Now we have Bear. She's bringing the ball up here. She makes a move on Dewald here. Passes down to Corey. Now up to Larson. Her shot. Bricks off. Now Dewald, Miller. Miller drives in here. Very aggressive here. Takes the shot. Does not make it. Now we have Larson bringing the ball down. Larson throws it down. Hines tips off of Hines there, goes out of bounds. That will be Pontiac ball. Current score, Pontiac 17, Peoria Notre Dame 29. Looks like we'll have number 31, Bailey Branscombe here. She'll substitute in for number 14, Joe Duck. Now we have number 5, Morgan Dewald. She inbounds to Miller. Now Branscombe. Branscombe passes it to Dewald. Dewald to Cerna. Cerna to Dewald. Dewald drives to the right with it now. Now Branscombe. Cerna. Miller. Pass it all around here. Branscombe in the paint. Not much there. Miller. Now to Lanning. Miller. Miller to Dewald. Dewald passes it on to Cerna, who passes on to Branscombe, who passes on to Dewald. Dewald to Branscombe. Branscombe with the shot. That's good for 3. Pontiac 20, Peoria Notre Dame 29. We will have Wordle bringing up the ball here. Cerna meeting here at the top. Now, Larson's shot there. Hits off. Now rebounded by Hines, who puts it back up for a quick 2 points. Miller bringing up the ball here for Pontiac. Passes it down to Lanning. Lanning guarded by Corey. She goes under the hoop to Branscombe. Branscombe's going to take that deep 3. Hits off the rim. And that will be Peoria Notre Dame. Now we have a timeout called here by Peoria Notre Dame. "30-second timeout. We will not be leaving here. So, Jacob, how are we feeling so far? Good game right now, but I want to hear your thoughts.
Yes, good game, but as we said, they just keep lighting it up from 3, and if we want to see the Indians get into a close margin here on the scoreboard, they really need to step up and close out on the Notre Dame's Fighting Irish 3s here. But
Wyatt, you know, you're doing our production right now, but what are your thoughts on the game right now?
Yeah, you know, I wasn't really too sure on how Pontiac was going to hold against Peoria Notre Dame and their size, but they seem to be in it and doing pretty decent.
Love to hear those thoughts. Thank you, Wyatt. Looks like we'll have number 24, Bayer. She'll give it off to Larson. Larson bringing up the ball here for Peoria Notre Dame. Larson. Tipped by Miller. Does Miller keep it? Nope. Falls out of bounds, though. Good job there by Miller. Way to be aggressive there.
Corey will look to inbound it to Larson here. Looking for someone else. Right here, Bayer. Bayer over to Corey. Corey down, Hines. Hines has it stolen by Miller. Miller pushing down the court. Miller to Cerna. Cerna trying to make a decision. Looks to Dewald. Dewald corner. Branscombe, she's been hot from the corner tonight. Back to Miller. Back to Branscombe. Risky pass there, but still gets it. Cerna to Miller. Miller has it, and she's fouled. Foul will be a shooting foul on
I believe that was called on the floor, though.
21, the foul.
So there will not be a shooting foul there. Thank you, Jacob, though. Promise we won't make fun of you this much like we did for the flagrant yesterday. But we'll have number 22, Lanning, inbounding for Pontiac. Passes it out to Dewald on the deep. Dewald takes the shot. Boom! Good points there from Dewald, her first shot of the night. Wardle passes it down to Corey, her three-pointer. Does not make it. Tips off Dewald, though. That does go out of bounds. Wardle inbounding here. She passes it to Hines. Hines to Corey. Deflected by Dewald, who gets the steal. Passes it over to Branscombe. Branscombe to Land. Oh, tipped by Corey there, but that will stay Pontiac ball. Branscombe inbounding here. Branscombe passes it in to Miller. Miller taking the ball up. Heavy guard there by Wardle. Dewald to Lanning. Lanning passes out to Duck. Duck to Branscombe. Branscombe stolen by Corey. She's free there. Does not make the layup, but her teammate Bayer is there to put it back. Current score, Pontiac 22, Peoria Notre Dame 33. Miller bringing up the ball here. Miller passes it down to Lanning. Lanning to Miller. Miller gives it off to Dewald. Dewald passes it down to Lanning. Can Lanning make it? She can't. No whistle called there for the top of the rim or top of the backboard. Duck does bobble it a bit. Wardle drives in, takes the shot, does make it for two.
Miller taking it down the court now. Miller goes slowly to Branscombe. Branscombe making a decision out to Dewald. Dewald in the middle to Joe. Duck bobbles it again out to Miller, nearly out of bounds. Miller losing the ball, gets it down the court. Bayer spins for the layup, no good. Rebounded by Corey though. It'll be Irish ball. Sub number 12, Sally Cerna in for 31, Bailey Branscombe. Wardle to inbound the ball here.
Wardle inbounding over to Bayer. Bayer's shot does not make it. Duck with the rebound. Duck gives it off to Dewald, who gives it to Cerna. Cerna bringing out the ball here for Pontiac. Guarded by Corey. Cerna passes out to Miller. Miller takes it right to Dewald. Dewald tries to drive up. No foul called there. Cerna inbounding here. Miller, wait. The referee calling something here. I'm not too sure. Couldn't really hear him. It will be Cerna inbounding again. Not sure what happened there. Miller to Cerna here. Cerna with the ball up top. Now we have Taylor. Taylor takes the shot. Dribbles around the rim. Does not go in. Dewald with the rebound. She makes that, though.
All right, so number 22 pulling up from Peoria Notre Dame. Out 24 Bear for three. It is good. Miller pulling up with the ball. And we're brought to you by Peyton Lanning.
Yep, you're done. Cerna at the top of here. Cerna dribbling the ball. She takes a shot in to Taylor. Taylor to Dewald. Dewald takes it back around to Cerna. Cerna drives across the top here. She gives it to Taylor. Taylor to Miller. Almost tipped there by Wardle. Miller to Cerna. Cerna drives in for the shot. Does make it there. 26-38 is our score. Up here, Notre Dame leading.
Wardle leading it down the court for the Irish to the corner for, passes it back up to Bayer. Inside Hines, wide open, number 2 for the Irish, gets the bucket and gets on the ground too, but she's all right. Dewald inbound to Miller. Miller getting across the court. Guarded by Wardle. Dewald has the ball. Miller has it. Miller. Confusion there to Taylor, out of bounds on Taylor. That will be the Irish ball.
19 seconds.
We have number 22 and number 31 coming in the game for the Indians. Taylor and Duck out.
Looks like we'll have number 20 and 21 here. Corey inbounding over to Wordle to the top here. Peoria Notre Dame setting up a play here. Wardle just drives in herself, though. She takes a shot, does not make it, gets her own rebound, throws it up again, then she makes it. Dewald getting in now. Cerna, 4 seconds left. Cerna trying to make something of it. Branscombe takes the shot. Does she make it? She does not. That's half here at Pontiac Township High School. Jacob O, how are we feeling about this right now?
They're doing good. The Indians are really keeping up with the Irish here, as much as I expected, but we need to see more defense by the Indians if they want to get back in this game. Your final score for the half is Indians 26, Notre Dame 42.
Before we go out here, though, I do want to ask Wyatt Williams his thoughts right now on this half.
Yeah, I feel like if Pontiac doesn't turn over the ball as much, start making good passes, I feel like we could make a little comeback back into this game.
I agree with both of you here. I feel like if Pontiac just gets a little more action in the paint, they can make something of this. But we'll figure that out in the second half here. I'm TJ Murphy, accompanied with Jacob O, Wyatt Williams, and Sam Dewald. We'll be right back after this halftime. We are back here a little 2 minutes early here for the halftime report here. I just wanted to ask you, Wyatt Williams, so we have the Ottawa tournament coming up here for the boys basketball team. You know, I know you do play basketball, so what are your thoughts? How are you feeling heading into the start of the season here?
Yeah, you know, I think we have a good chance of winning it. I think we just got to move the ball around, be smart with our passes, get good looks, and yeah, I think we could come out with a win.
So are you speaking for the JV team or the varsity team here?
You know, I'm actually speaking for both. I think we both, if we be smart, you know, good passes, good looks, yeah, I think we can win.
Oh, I like to hear that from you now. How are we feeling with practices so far? How are we liking it? Are we feeling like we're getting really prepared for this?
Yeah, you know, they're preparing us very good, getting some good plays up, conditioning us. Yeah, getting good looks.
Well, that's great to hear. Hopefully you all do good. Hopefully you get some playing time.
Thank you.
How are we feeling heading into the second quarter now with this girls' game?
You know, I think if Pontiac is able to move the ball around, be smart with their passes, no turnovers, I think we can come back and maybe get a good look in this game.
Now, I know this Peoria Notre Dame team does have some collegiate talent. Are you saying if we win that all our players could go D1?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying good looks, play good defense, maybe get a good game. A couple of our girls actually look good enough to get to the collegiate level, but yeah, I'm just saying we could get back in this game.
Do you believe that you could go to the collegiate level for basketball?
Me? Yeah, you know, if I get bigger, better, be smart with the ball, get good looks, score 20 points a game, you know, I'm definitely going to be able to make it up there.
Well, I would love to see you try and do that at some point this season, but it looks like we are coming back here. So thank you, Wyatt.
Appreciate it.
Now we'll have number 5, Morgan Dewald here inbounding. Dewald gets it into Cerna. Cerna bringing the ball up here, guarded by Larson now. Guarded by Wardle is Miller. Miller to Lanning. Lanning drives the ball in here, throws it out to Duck. Duck throws into Lanning again. Lanning drives, takes a shot, rebounded there by Wardle. Wardle passes it down to Hines. Hines, the layup. That's good for 2. Dewald here passes it to Miller. Miller brings the ball down. Guarded by Wardle. Passes it to Lanning. Lanning tipped there by Wardle. She'll pass it over to Larson. Larson not able to make anything of it. She passes out to Bayer. Bayer drives in, takes the easy shot. That's good for 2. Here's Miller. Miller bringing the ball down here. Takes a drive down to the right. On the outside, she throws it up to Duck. Duck gets it. Does not make the shot, though. Rebounded by Corey, who passes it up to Hines. Hines dribbling the ball here. Throws it out to Larson. Larson to Corey. Corey down to Hines. Hines, the layup. That's good for 2. Peoria Notre Dame leading by 22 here in this third quarter. Now we have Miller. Miller dribbling the ball up here, guarded by Wardle. To Cerna. Lanning passes out to Cerna. Cerna dribbles at the top of the key. Drives down here to the corner. Passes up to Miller now. Miller to Dewald. Dewald double teamed here now. Guarded by Wardle. Cerna drives in here. Takes the shot. Does not make it. Gets her own rebound. Throws that up again. Rebounded here by Larson. She brings the ball up. She's driving up. Deflecting. Lanning gets the ball in the end of the day. Dewald passes it up. Miller not looking, though, so that does fall out of bounds. Now we have 14, Joe Duck coming out for number 10, Taylor. And 12, Cerna comes out for number 30, Bailey Branscombe.
Bear passes it into 22. 22 bringing the ball up. Passes it to the wing. Looking inside, not there. drives, looks for 21, looks for the outside shot, driving, and he makes it. D-Wall passing into Miller here. Miller bringing the ball up. Miller looking for the inside. Miller over to Landon at the wing. Landon into the D-Wall at the D-Wall with the shot. It is missed. 22 bringing the ball up here. Looking for the drive. It is good. In and one.
Corey made the shot there. She'll only get one on the shooting foul. Current score is Pontiac 26, Peoria, Notre Dame 52. Now here's Corey. Her shot. Good. She makes it 1 for 1 there on free throws. D-Wald inbounds to Miller. Everyone getting set here. Miller. Drives to the left here. D-Wald. D-Wald taking at the top here now. Taylor throws it down to Branscombe. Branscombe to Miller. Miller to Taylor. Taylor to Miller. Miller to Branscombe, who throws it down. D-Wald. Tipped off D-Wald there. That will be Peoria Notre Dame's. It'll be Corey inbounding here to Wardle. Wardle bringing the ball up here for Peoria Notre Dame. Miller there to guard. Now Bayer, she takes the three-pointer. Tips out there. D-Wald, good rebound there. Heavy pressure there. Miller does get the ball. Now Miller, she brings the ball up here. Miller drives in here. Takes the layup, does not make it though. Larson here bringing up the ball. To Bayer. Bayer drives in, takes a floater. Rebounded by Lanning. Lanning to Miller. Miller to almost to Branscombe.
Larson to inbound the ball here. Into Wardle. Wardle walking it up the court. Cerna playing tight defense. And in the middle. And it's good. Number 21 on Notre Dame. D-Wald. Back to Cerna. Cerna taking it up. Cerna out to D-Wald on the wing. D-Wald doesn't know what to do with it. D-Wald back to Cerna. Cerna looking for someone. Into Lanning. Lanning bodies up. Gets the shot and it's no good. Sprinting for the ball, but it stays here for the Irish's ball.
Looks like here we'll have number 10, Beck, comes in for Larson. And number 21 there, Corey's coming out for number 2, I believe, Ginneglen. Now, D-Wald inbounds to Cerna. Cerna at the top, guarded by Beck. Cerna drives in, though. She takes a shot, blocked by Hines. They will call a shooting foul on that, though, so Cerna gets to try again for 2 points. I believe I missed that there. 21, Trinity Miller comes out for number 14, Joe Duck. Cerna here with 2 shots. Her first is good. Miller now in for Taylor. Let's see if she can go 2 for 2 here. She does. Makes up for the free throw. And now we have Wardle bringing the ball down here. Wardle passes it down to Hines. Hines passes back up to Wardle all the way to Bayer. Now Ginnigan. No foul called there. Now Miller. Miller drives. On the outside there, passes it to Cerna. Cerna passes it over to Miller. Miller takes it to the top now, guarded by Beck. Now Branscombe. Branscombe to Cerna. Cerna drives in, takes the shot. Lips out, though. They will call that for Peoria Notre Dame. Looks like we'll have number 10, Beck here. She'll inbound it to number 22, Wardle.
The Irish here are really starting to gap the Indians, and a lot of the shots for the Indians need to start falling if they want to get in a scoring reach here to even consider beating the Irish. Anyway, over here, back to Beck. Beck looking in the middle, tipped by the Indians. It'll stay here for the Irish. Wardle inbounding the ball here. Wardle looking at Hines. Hines up to Beck. Beck stolen by Miller. Miller breaking down the court. Miller jump stop in the layup, no good. Tipped out of bounds by Bayer. It'll stay Indians ball.
Looks like we'll have number 31, Bailey Branscombe, inbounding for the Pontiac Indians. Branscombe trying to find someone here. Timeout called there by Pontiac's coach. Not sure how long. Full timeout called here. We'll be right back after this short break. And we are back here this third quarter of tonight's matchup, Pontiac Indians versus Peoria Notre Dame. Branscombe inbounding. She gets it to Dewald. Miller to Cerna. Cerna dribbles at the top of the key here, passes over to Miller. Our current score here is Pontiac 28, Peoria Notre Dame 55. Branscombe drives in here. She tries to shoot. Does get blocked though, no foul called. But that will remain Indians ball. Branscombe, guarded by Bayer. Passes into Dewald. Dewald to Miller. Miller drives in. Throws it out. Dewald does get there fast enough, though. Cerna. Cerna throws it down to Lanning. Lanning takes the three. Does dribble out. Now Bayer bringing the ball up. Bayer throws it down to Wardle. Wardle to Beck. Hines in the paint there, does not make it. Dewald gets the rebound. Now Cerna. Cerna dribbles over to Miller. Miller passes it to Lanning. Lanning throws it out to Dewald now. Now Miller at the top of the key. All the way down to Branscombe in the corner there. Now Lanning in the paint. Lanning goes up for it. Does not make it. Rebounded by Beck. Beck bringing down the ball for Peoria Notre Dame. Now Bayer. Bayer, the short shot. Does tip out. Rebounded by Gilligan. And that's good for two.
Right there is a good example of how the Indians just need to box out if they want to get some good defense here. And now Cerna has the ball. Going in, she's fouled. Cerna on the ground. She will be shooting here. Excuse me, out of bounds. Cerna out for Duck. Branscombe to inbound the ball here. Branscombe looking, finds Dewald. Over to Miller. In the paint to Lanning. Lanning posts up, the high fade, and she gets it. Pushing down the court is Wardle. Wardle looking down in the paint. Hines doesn't know what to do with it, puts it up anyways, and she gets it. Dewald out of bounds into Miller. Miller takes it up. Miller fast, goes in the paint, out to Branscombe. And a timeout's called. Excuse me, no timeout. Just a sub.
Not sure what happens there, but Looks like we'll have Dewald inbounding here. Dewald passes out to Miller. 40 seconds left in this third quarter. Now Miller at the top here, guarded by Wardle. Miller hands it off to Cerna. Cerna tries to drive in, passes out to Branscombe. Branscombe to Miller. Not Miller, Cerna, I apologize. Cerna to Miller. Miller drives across here, takes a shot. Blocked, though. Hines with the rebound. Hines will get the double dribble called there. That was an obvious one. She tried to pick it up, but decided to try and keep it. Did get caught by the refs, though. Dewald inbounding to Cerna. 20 seconds left here. Cerna. Something's called here. Not too sure what.
Looks like it was a problem with the clock. Didn't get started.
I feel like we've had a lot of those now. I don't know if we want to blame Roy down there, but, you know, sometimes he can be a little problematic.
Of course.
We love Roy, though. He's been around here forever. You know, sometimes he can make little mistakes. Now, as we wait for Roy to fix this here, let's ask some questions here. You know, Jacob, what's your favorite food?
Favorite food? For sure, I like some good mott sticks. You know, tavern mott sticks always hits the spot.
Mod sticks, probably some of the best, you know, starters you can ever have for a food. Now, Wyatt, what's your favorite food? Oh, wait, never mind. Wyatt doesn't get to. Cerna here. Cerna to Branscombe. Branscombe tries to get it down to Miller, intercepted by Wardle. 5 seconds left here. Passes it down to Hines. Hines goes up for it, does not make it. Bayer does make it and draws the foul here. One shot for Bayer. Now, I guess since we robbed Wyatt of his question, we will bring it back up here at the quarter. But Bayer here, one shot here. She shoots. She does make it here. Current score, Pontiac 30, Peoria Notre Dame 62. The shot here by Branscombe does not make it all the way. Good try there. Now, great quarter there, but I guess we all know the real question we have to ask here. Wyatt, what's your favorite food?
You know, I'm a noodle guy, so my favorite food is tortellini. I like the meat kind.
The meat tortellini? It's like a meat
For
sauce
sure.
on there?
Yeah, I like that, and it's always good with some garlic bread. So.
Do you enjoy meatballs with that at all?
Oh no, no.
No, not really a meatball guy, huh?
No, just meat, no balls.
And we are back, folks, here for this fourth quarter here. I apologize for Wyatt's comment back there. That does not reflect PTHS, just what PTHS is here, but looks like we'll have number 24, Bayer. She'll inbound it here to Wardle.
Can I say something?
Yeah, start of the fourth quarter here.
I'm sorry for my comment. I wasn't reflected on what they were thinking. I'm talking about the food.
Yes, thank
And
you.
get back to the game.
Now we have Wardle up here, passes it to Hines. Hines to Bayer. Bayer to number 3 here, if she's a new player, Hogdahl. Wardle drives in here, takes the shot. That's good for 2. Dewald here to Miller. Miller dribbles up top here to Cerna. Cerna tries to find something to do here. Gives it off to Dewald. Dewald to Miller. Miller to Duck, but that is tipped by Wardle. Wardle drives up. Easy little shot there. Does not make it, though. Rebound. No one. Goes out of bounds.
Number 21 and 15 in here for Bayer and Hines. The Indians were keeping up with the Irish here at the beginning of the game, but now they're starting to gap them a little bit, and the wind's looking in for sight for the Irish. Back to the game, though. Cerna bringing up the ball. Cerna drives in, takes the layup, and she gets it. Cerna,
Wait, why do you make that?
22 with the ball.
Say why it didn't mean.
Over to Larson. Larson faking. Larson dribbling around. And a foul's, or no, a travel's called there on Larson. Indians ball. Dewald in a Cerna.
Say that wasn't.
Cerna has it over to Dewald again. Dewald out to Branscombe. Branscombe takes a three. No good. Corey pushing up the court. Corey takes the layup and she gets it. Cerna has the ball once again. Cerna over to Miller. Miller back to Cerna. Cerna drives. And she gets the and one. She will be heading to the line for one free throw.
No, because he said.
Foul be on 4.
That doesn't.
Excuse me. Foul be on number 3.
Now Cerna here with the free throw. Takes a couple dribbles. Throws it up. Does not make it. Rebounded by number 3, Codgle. Wardle at the top of the key here with the ball. Passes it down to Larson. Now to Coral. Branscombe gets the steal here. Passes up to Miller. Miller, one-on-one here. Takes a shot. That's good for 2. Current score 36. Pontiac, Peoria, Notre Dame 66. You know, one more. It could be 6-7.
Yeah.
Here's Wardle. Passes it on over to Codgle. Now Corey to Larson to Wardle. Wardle passes on to Codgle. Now Corey. She takes the shot. That's good for 2. Sadly did miss the 6-7 mark here, but now we have Cerna. Now we have Branscombe. Miller. Duck. Duck shot. That's good for 2. 38-68 is our score right now. Peoria Notre Dame winning. Looks like we'll have a timeout called here from Peoria Notre Dame. Looks like number 30 for Peoria Notre Dame, Allers, will be getting in. And it looks like a whole bunch of Pontiac Indians will be getting in the game now. We'll get them as they come out in the court. I can't see their numbers right now, but great job so far for both teams. Peoria Notre Dame has come out on top currently. Jacob O, how are we feeling right now?
Feeling great. I mean, pretty clear that the Irish will take this one away, but on Thursday will be the next set of games, and the Irish will be playing the Limestone Rockets, and the Indians will be playing St. Bede. So we'll have to see how those games turn out here this Thursday. But focusing on this game, the Irish have become a great leader here, getting up by 30 total points, and we're going to see how the Indian subs do here and see if they can shorten the lead that the Irish have.
You know, great job for you from Pontiac. Peoria Notre Dame, obviously a very tough team. Lots of talent on that team. My bets are them winning the whole tournament. Great showing here from Pontiac. I know Peoria Notre Dame yesterday, they played, I believe it was
St. Bede.
St. Bede. They destroyed them. But Peoria Notre Dame here, you know, had a little bit of a run here with Pontiac. Looks like, well, number 34, Brinley Durf. Number 23, Kenzie Fettgatter. Number 2, Harper Francis. And number 25, Sindel Hicks.
Larson has the ball at the top of the key. Larson to Corey. Back to Larson. Larson in the corner at the top of the key. Number 3 with the shot. No good. Rebound by Francis. Francis to Fettgatter. Fettgatter brings it up the court.
Fettgatter here. Passes it to Hicks. Hicks all the way to Francis. Francis to Durth. Durth tries to drive in here. Travel is called, though. It looks like number 10, Beck, comes in for Corey. Beck. Passes it into Larson. Larson passes it over to Beck. Beck at the top here, passes it on over to Ehlers. Larson here at the top. Passes on over to Beck. Beck passes up to number 3. Her shot rebounded by Dearth. Fetgater bringing up the ball now. Fetgater uses the screen from Taylor. Throws it out to Harper. Or Francis, I apologize. Dearth to Taylor. Taylor takes the shot. Rebounded there by number 12, Elam. Elam to Beck. Beck's shot from the 3. That's good. Great shot there by Elam. Fetgater here. Passes it to Taylor. Stolen, though, by Ehlers.
Ehlers taking up the court here, guarded by Hicks. Over to Larson. Larson drives, and she's fouled by Fetgater. Be Fetgater's first foul. Larson to inbound the ball. Larson goes out to number 3. Back, wide open. Beck decides not to take it. Number 30, pushing and driving away in. Back to Beck, wide open again, and that time's off. Fetgater pushing up the court. Stolen by Beck. Irish ball again. Beck looking at number 12. And she gets the quick layup there for the Irish. Back to Fetgater. Fetgater once again. Passes to Hicks. Hicks passes to Dearth. Dearth down low to Taylor. Bunch of Irish there to meet her for the jump ball. It'll stay here for the Indians. Dearth. Dearth has it to Taylor. Taylor for the layup. She misses. Blocked. Stolen by the Irish. Larson pushes down the court quick. Larson at the top of the key. Over to 30. 30, the 3. And it falls for her. First points of the game. Fetgater up the court once again. Fetgater loses her dribble. Fetgater over to Hicks. Fetgater goes in and is stolen by number 30. 30 pushes it down the court again. Francis there to meet her. Francis steps up. Over to number 3, back to Beck. Wide open once again. Larson inside. Fetgater gets it though. Steal by Fetgater. She pushes up the court.
Fetgater here passes on to Hicks. Hicks here. Drives to the top. That throws it down. Tipped off Fetgater or Dearth, not too sure who, but it looks like we have Beck inbounding here. Gives it to Larson. Larson dribbling here. Throws it down to number 12, I believe. Now Beck. Throws over to number 30. Throws it down here. Tipped off in number 3. They do say that a Pontiac player touched it. Not sure who, though.
4 seconds left in the game here. Win for the Irish inside. Larson will inbound the ball. Larson with 3 seconds left to 30. And she will just hold it out for the game.
Good game here by both teams. Peoria, Notre Dame does come out on top here in dominant fashion. I do believe they are my picks to win this whole tournament. Wyatt, what's your comments on the game today?
I think Pontiac played great. We just need to work on handling the ball and getting good looks. Yeah, I also agree with you. I think Peoria Notre Dame has a good chance of winning this tournament.
Thank you for that. Jacob, what's your thoughts right now?
Yeah, I think the Indians played a really good game. Maybe picking up the defense a little bit would help with their contributing to the overall outcome of the game. But overall, good play by the Indians and the Irish. Congrats on the Irish to their win tonight.
Congrats to the Irish. We will be back this Thursday. I believe I will be on the mic. I'm not sure who will be joining me right now, but I'm TJ Murphy, accompanied with Jacob O, Wyatt Williams, and Sam Dewald. We'll see you this Thursday.